It's just been me and Molly since the wife passed away. But she's getting on a bit now, you see. Poor little mite hasn't been well enough to go out for a few days now. I thought I might be able to get some help so I could look after Molly and myself a bit better. I didn't want to leave my home or Molly. I wouldn't want to go anywhere without Molly.
It happened for about a year, 12 months too long. At first he was sorry, but by the end he'd get angry for any little things. I was so scared I couldn't leave the house. One day it went too far and I didn't think he was going to stop. I knew I had to go. I had to get away there and then.
I did 6 months inside. Might as well have been 6 years for the way they acted back at my mum's. I didn't even have a room no more. She's having a kid to this new bloke and my old room is a nursery. One weekend was enough for me. I was out of there.
I just called in on the off chance, really. I picked up a leaflet, but well, my eyesight isn't what it used to be. I was about to leave when this nice receptionist called me over and asked if she could help. I told her about me and Molly. She asked if I had anyone at home to help. I told her my daughter comes round when she can, but I don't like to bother her, especially now she's thinking of moving abroad with the kids. Anyway, she said she'd speak to a link worker for me.
There are a wide range of access to housing services available in Bradford. This includes housing advice, temporary accommodation and homelessness services. There are also services available to help people to find rented accommodation. In addition, there are over 300 housing-related support services funded through Supporting People to enable vulnerable people to maintain or move on to independent living. These services can be offered on a long or short-term basis. If someone presents at a local information point in need of housing or housing support services, if at this stage they're referred on to housing advice or the link worker, we're more likely to prevent problems further down the line.
It was a really difficult decision, but I left my husband that day and never wanted to go back. My family do not live in this country and I had nowhere to go. So I called the police. I was very upset, but they were kind and helpful to me. I was frightened by having other people involved, but they were very kind and arranged for me to go straight to an emergency hostel. I can't speak good English yet, but the people there made sure I had a room for the night and everything I needed.
I think the first thing to do is to demonstrate that whoever has arrived is in a safe and secure environment. So we show them their room initially and make them feel welcome. And the rooms are of a good standard, they're comfortable, and anything anybody wants, at least for an overnight stay, is very visible and we're well prepared. In circumstances where English isn't a service user's first language, we have a chart of languages where service users can point and identify their first language. That enables us to bring in a translation service.
I went back to the youth offending team that Monday and told them I weren't staying at my mum's no more. They rang this link worker and we talked about the service I could apply for. I decided I would try for my own place, so they helped me fill in the forms and they was really good. The youth offending team sorted for me to go to my auntie's place, just while I was waiting to hear back from them. It did take a few weeks to sort out, but I've moved into my new place now and it's brilliant. I have a housing support worker visit me a couple of times a week. I think they'll start to visit me less now I'm getting myself sorted out. My mum came around last week and she even likes it. I can come and go when I want and I've got a job interview lined up as well.
With foundation housing, the support begins as soon as we receive their referral. when we set up a housing assessment with them, and then we make a support plan with them based on the needs they give us at housing assessment.
This scheme particularly is funded by Supporting People, Youth Offending Team and Social Services.
It's categorised as short term, up to 2 years maximum, and then after this time we would aim to hand them over to the landlord.
I feel like a multi-agency approach is so important, as you know, a young person can get like the max from every organisation available. Then also the health and safety factor of it is something was ever to happen. With us having so much contact with other agencies, we can kind of nip it in the bud as soon as possible. And also the end result is for the young person to achieve whatever goal they want, so the more help they've got from other agencies just makes it easier to achieve that goal.
I was sent to see the people at the housing advice team in the morning who talked about the different options open to me. They helped me understand the forms and fill them in. They found me a place at the domestic violence refuge, and I went there that day. While I was at the refuge, a housing support worker helped me with lots of things, including housing and applying for benefits. At first, I was very frightened, but it was good to talk to someone at last. I met some women in similar situation who were also staying at the refuge. I know now that no one should have to put up with abuse, and there are places to go and services available to you if you need them. While I was at the refuge, the Bradford Housing Advice Team helped me to find a new place to live, and when I was ready, I moved in. I have my own home now, where I feel safe and I am feeling more confident every day.
Since visiting Fred in his own home, we've got together and we've come up with a support plan. He needs 3 areas of support, one of them being isolation since his wife died. He also is partially disabled, so he needs some adaptations to his home. He needs a lot of support with his budgeting and financing. That's another thing since his wife died. And we're working on it together, and it's going well. And we visit him once a week, and his goal is hopefully to live more independently.
Someone started to come round to see me at home. Molly's taken a real shine to her. She's helped me to get back on top of things at home and with my finances, such as setting up direct debits for my heating bills. She's also told me about other services that are available to me. I might even be eligible for some home insulation this winter. And little Molly, she's like a new dog these days.
Bradford Supporting People programme is helping people with housing-related support needs achieve a better quality of life, giving them the opportunity to live independently. The range of services delivered by the Access to Housing team helps homeless people or those with a housing need across the whole of Bradford district. Together with our partners, we are delivering high-quality services to people who are in housing need and those requiring housing-related support services. If you would like to know more about the services we fund and how they may be able to help you or the people who access your services, then please contact us.